Hey guys, welcome to a new vlog. I'm speaking very softly because I'm at the gym and I'm in public and it's very awkward to film here. But it's such a beautiful gym. It's so even got a fireplace. And this fluffy chair, I really want it. But yeah, today's Thursday, January 4th, and it's my second day at the gym. I'm just gonna shower now here, wash my hair and all of that, and then go home. So I'll see you guys later. Oh, and I'll add some clips here of like the gym so you can kind of see what it looks like.
Die nog Zeit? 14 Minuten.
Hey guys, today is Friday, January 5th, I believe. And right now I'm in Amsterdam. I just had a really nice coffee date with my friend Natalia, and she's just doing her nails right now. So I'm just gonna walk around Amsterdam and then I'm gonna meet her after in like 2 hours or so, or like an hour and a half. So I'm just gonna explore Amsterdam again. I'm here not enough. I really am not. Look how cute. I'm gonna show you the little boats and the canals. And the electric bikes, of course. How cute. But yeah, so happy here. I love being here. It's raining though. Obviously, it's raining every single day. But yeah, let's go exploring. How cute is Amsterdam, guys? And look at me filming in public. And being awkward. No. Beautiful. Cute! Gonna have some pizza tonight. Hello and good morning. Today is January 9th. It's Tuesday today. I'm looking like a boomer right now because I'm gonna do the Q&A finally. I posted these questions on the 19th of December and I'm finally gonna answer them for you guys in like a Q&A. But yeah, I received quite a few like super cute questions, so I'm just gonna pick my favorites or like see the ones that are like most common and then walk through those questions. I was thinking though that because some of you, or a lot of you, probably don't know me, and like it might be your first time watching one of my videos, or you might not know me from like Instagram or anything. So I'm just gonna start with a small intro. So I'm Annabelle. I'm 26 years old already. I feel like once I passed 22 or something, I kind of forgot what age I was. I think COVID might have to do with it as well. Like those years just don't count in my opinion. I am from the Netherlands originally, but I've been kind of living all over ever since I graduated high school. Super quick rundown timeline. Graduated high school in 2016. Then I took a gap year, and then I loved my gap year so much that I took another gap year. So I started university in 2018. During my 2 gap years from 2016 to 2018, I worked full-time as a model. It was just like an amazing, incredible experience for me personally. I know that I'm quite lucky with that experience as well, and I'm super grateful for the way that, I don't know, it kind of went down for me in terms of the people I met and in terms of how I felt emotionally. No, don't get me wrong, like the modeling industry is tough, but my experience also was like super rewarding. I was living in Paris, I was living in Milan, I've lived in Sydney and Istanbul and Athens for modeling, and I met the most amazing people, of which a lot of them I'm still like in contact with today. It's a little hard to keep seeing each other because everybody's kind of like spread all over, but it's just we share that experience together with a lot of these girls that I met, and I think that's just a beautiful thing. So yeah, that was an amazing experience. And then I started university in 2018, so I went to NYU, but to NYU in Shanghai in China, their China campus. So my major there was business and finance, and then I did a minor in fashion studies. Kind of minored in my actual passion and chose a major that I thought was going to be, you know, like very easy to get a job with. It's very wide, it's very broad. It gives me like general like hard skills for my career, or so I thought. It's still like business and finance, don't get me wrong. I'm happy I chose that major just because it personally will help me a lot as well in terms of my own finances, I guess. But I'm just not laid out for like, I'm not a corporate girly. So I finished and wrapped up and graduated in New York in 2022. May of 2022, we graduated with Taylor Swift, which was super, super cool. So yeah, that's kind of a rundown super quick. But yeah, let me dive into the questions now. I can kind of, just because I already kind of dived into like graduating in 2022, there's one question about like my career path since NYU Shanghai and kind of what happened basically since I like graduated. So after graduating in May of 2022, I started working only 10 days after in terms of like my full-time job. My biggest advice to any one of you out there, you graduate, you have a job lined up for you, that's amazing, that's incredible. But one thing that I really learned like the hard way is take a month off after graduation before you start your job. Or even like the entire summer before you start your job, if you have that kind of like negotiation power with like HR or whatever the people are that you're going to be working with. Because I started 10 days after graduation, and like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed those 10 days. I went home for a while, but like, don't underestimate it. You just went through like 4 years of college, 4 years of, you know, hard study, long nights, lots of time spent in the library. You know, this could be like your last big break, because as we all know, like PTO and like the days that you get off when you work full time are very limited, in most cases at least, especially in corporate jobs. So yeah, I started working full time 10 days after I graduated. So yeah, for me, I had a full-time job because I was working for this startup already during my university. So it was an internship that I started in September of 2021. So I was already kind of like an intern for them for 2 semesters. Yeah, my relationship with them and my experience with them gave me that opportunity of starting full-time with this startup. They were New York City based. It was a pre-seed startup at the time that I joined as an intern. And yeah, so we were a very small team. We worked from a WeWork on Broadway, New York. It was a very cool like New York City startup, Gen Z, I guess, like experience. And I'm especially grateful for the fact that, you know, when you start working for a startup and it's such a small team, you have a lot of responsibility, which means that you're forced to learn a lot and very quickly. And also, to be transparent, like I said, I studied business and finance, but my job at this startup, even though it was a fintech startup, it didn't have that much to do, to be honest, with like traditional finance or like fundamental finance, if you will. I was head of growth at this startup when I joined full time, so I was mostly in charge of getting us app downloads, getting us, like awareness, getting the word out there, creating brand recognition. If you had to put a value on it, I was focusing on downloads, like getting downloads and growing our app. So that was kind of my main thing. So yeah, super transparent, doesn't have that much to do with finance. That's why I also think it's very important to mention that the job that you're gonna get out of college is not necessarily related to your major. I just want to mention that because if you are stuck in a major that you don't really enjoy and you're stressed about your job opportunities after college, don't stress too much about it. I think it's really important to know that you could still apply to jobs that don't necessarily have to do with your major, especially when you want to work in like startups. They care so much more about your personal experience and maybe your work experience rather than what you studied in college. And I feel like that for me was kind of really nice to know. Your major doesn't limit you to the possibilities for your career and all the different things that you can still do. And there's so many jobs out there, it's crazy. You'll find something that's right for you. And just to conclude like the ramble of my personal career path, I worked full-time for this startup from my graduation up until November of last year. Right now, I'm no longer working full-time. I'm no longer doing my 9 to 5. I'm actually, like I mentioned before in my previous video, starting something on my own, which is very scary, but very exciting. Again, I cannot share too much about that yet, and I'm very in the early educational phases of it. But as you may have noticed, I'm a lot more active on social media right now, so I'm trying to like focus a lot on that as well. I started my Instagram when I was just 15 years old, maybe even younger. I've always enjoyed, opposite to a lot of like, of course, the opinions on social media are quite diverse, and I understand like, of course, the negative and bad sides of it as well. But for me personally, it's been a really happy place since I was, again, like 15, and I put so much of my passion into like content creation. It could sound superficial or so. I was always scared that it sounded that way. Now I'm kind of admitting it to myself a little bit more that that's just something that I really enjoy. I love taking pictures. I like taking videos. I like being creative with content, putting it out there. So I think you'll hopefully see a lot more of me in 2024. But yeah, if you have more questions about career, major, university, please feel free to drop your own question as well in the comments down below. Oh, and I thought this one was quite cute as well. How was it in Hawaii? Can you share some of your experiences there? Hawaii was amazing. I'm like on the one side a little sad that I wasn't like filming back then for YouTube or anything because it was so beautiful and I would have loved to share everything that we've experienced there with you. On the other hand, like on the flip side, I'm super happy that I wasn't focusing on that, and then I just spent my time enjoying my boyfriend and our time together and like the nature and like being in this incredibly beautiful, magical place. I'm not even kidding. It's I don't know, it feels like you're in a different world. But yeah, so Hawaii was definitely one of my bucket list places to ever go. But yeah, we both had never been to Hawaii, always really wanted to go, so we did a lot of research. So I spent like a week watching all these YouTube videos about like places to go in Hawaii and picking our favorite island, or picking the island that we were gonna go to was like the hardest part, making that decision. Yeah, we were only able to go for like 12 days. So we had to pick max 2 islands. So we were picking in between Oahu, which is like the main island, Maui, and then Kauai. In the end, we ended up going to Oahu and Maui. But yeah, I really want to come back for Kauai. They say that that's like the garden jungle island, like the greenest island of them all. We stayed on Oahu for the initial 4 days. Then I think we spent like 6 days on Maui, and then the last 2 days again on Oahu, because that's where the city Honolulu with like Waikiki, the classic Waikiki beach is located. And that's where you fly from when you go back. Or that's where we flew from when we went back home to the mainland. But yeah, on Oahu, we stayed in a hotel near Waikiki Beach in Honolulu. And from there, like, we rented a car, so we went every day, like, to different locations, different beaches, different waterfalls, just spent basically every single day in nature. But it was really nice to kind of be based out of like Waikiki Beach or like Honolulu, just because it's nice to come back in the evening, go out for some dinner, walk around, like dress up a little bit, you know, put on your cute little summer dress and walk around like the boulevard, like Waikiki Beach. That was really, really nice. Our experience on Maui was very different because we did something that I always wanted to do. We rented one of those like RV, I would think you would call it like an RV camper, but it was not like the traditional thing. It was like we got like a Jeep, let me think of saying this correctly. We got a Jeep Gladiator. My boyfriend would be very proud of me knowing this. We got a Jeep Gladiator with like this tent on top, which at first I was a little scared if that was going to be like really hard to like, you know, set up every single night, but it's so easy. You just unbuckle the buckles, I guess, at the top of the tent, and basically the tent just kind of unfolds itself, and then you can just pull like a string at the end. When you're done like sleeping the next morning, you can pull the string and it just folds back into it, and you just put the buckles back on. So that was such a cool experience. One super realistic and transparent thing to know for Maui, for doing this experience with the RV. Before we booked the RV, we actually didn't know this, and then I read a lot about it and got super stressed. But basically, usually when it's high season, it's really hard to get last minute camping grounds on Maui, and you cannot park the RV just randomly in nature. You cannot do like wild camping, I guess. You can only book camping sites or like parking spots within like a camping site. So those spots, they go like crazy. Usually when it's like high season, you have to book those spots like months in advance. We of course booked everything like a week in advance. So we were basically just refreshing camping site like pages, like the official government pages, every single day to see if somebody had canceled their camping spot so we could book it. So we had a place to stay for the night. I can do like a separate Hawaii vlog maybe as well to kind of, I can kind of do another Q&A with people, for people that have like, they want to go to Hawaii and they have very specific questions or you're just really curious. But yeah, this trip was amazing. Long story short, lots of nature, lots of good food, lots of exploring, a lot of, I don't know, like really shocking moments where it's like, wow, like nature is so beautiful. So yeah, that's a little bit about Hawaii. I don't want to drag it on too long. Oh, and then just to stay on topic, someone also asked like which country I want to visit most. I think this is really hard for me to pick one. I have two that I can think of that I really want to go. Still two places on my bucket list. I really want to go to Cape Town, to like South Africa. I've never been. I've heard a lot of great things about it, and I think it could just be so cool to like experience that and travel there. Another one is Japan, and especially also like of course Tokyo. I've never been. I would love to go there. I also have some friends who went skiing like on the Fuji mountain in Japan, and that also seems like just the most crazy experience ever. So that's definitely two bucket list places, like South Africa and Japan. Somebody also asks, which is really sweet first, that I remind her of Sienna Miller's style, which is really nice. I love her. And then the question is, what's your favorite fashion icon? I feel like this one is also a little bit difficult just because there's so much like inspiration out there nowadays, and so many amazing girls like putting out, you know, their content and like their outfits and their style. So it's kind of an overload as well of inspiration every day, like all these amazing girls, I don't know, sharing their outfits. So I feel like right now I don't really have like a favorite fashion icon. I would say that I have like, I don't know, I'm just kind of someone who's very into quite like basic minimalistic styles. Another trend that I've been loving is kind of the old money slash like quiet luxury trend. And I just right now I'm kind of just in my head like associating all these trends with like my favorite creators that I've seen kind of like working those trends like in their daily outfits. So it's really hard for me to pick like one fashion icon, I would say. So yeah, super cliche, but basically all of you girlies inspire me every single day. Ooh, this is also a very good one. In which country do you feel most like yourself? And I think that this is like a question that will resonate a lot, especially for, you know, international students, or if you've moved abroad for work or for any other reason. When you move away from your home country, it's very difficult to describe, but it's really hard to kind of associate that feeling of home with a place. Because for me, for example, like the association of home really attached itself a lot more to people, to like people I love and care about. So of course like my family and then my boyfriends, both. I'm such a, oh, this is sounding very cliche, but these like important people in my life, they feel like home, and they are what makes a certain place feel like home for me. So I've been living the past few years in between the Netherlands and the United States. And I feel like both those countries feel like home to me in different ways. The United States feels like home for me because my boyfriend lives there. We live there together. We have an apartment together that we live in, and I'm there like most of the time, I would say. But then the Netherlands feels like home to me because this is my childhood home. All of my really close friends that I grew up with, that I know, some of them I know since birth, they live here. So in that sense, the Netherlands really feels like home. Like, I resonate with the culture, I resonate with the people. But the reason why it's hard is because when you leave your home country and you start surrounding yourself with different people, with international people, with American people, with different cultures, the opening up to the American culture, it's weird. In a way, you start detaching yourself a little bit more from the Dutch culture, like my native culture, but you also start appreciating it more. So it's a little bit of like a paradox where you kind of step away from it, but you also appreciate it more. So for me, for example, the American culture in the United States is just very different in the way that people think and that people act. Like, a big example that I think a lot of Dutch people and Americans would resonate to, and I think actually maybe even Emily in Paris, that show, I know it's different countries, it's Paris, it's like the France, and it's about the United States, but it portrays stereotypes of two very different cultures really well, and France culture is a little bit more similar to the Netherlands, so I think it was funny to see those that kind of come together in that show, because I resonate to it in some ways. Like, in the United States, of course, there's a bigger focus on work, on career. People are much more open as well to talk about career, money, dreams, goals, all of those things. In the Netherlands, people, in a way, I would say it's a lot more humble. Like, people don't like talking about numbers. People don't openly usually talk about how much their house or their apartment cost, or about how much they make, how much they earn. And I don't know, there's just a lot of really big differences within those two cultures, and I resonate with both in different ways. There's things that I appreciate more, that I love more about my own culture, and then there's things that I love more about the American culture. Yeah, I'm super curious if you have experienced like something similar where you grew up, you moved away from home to a different country, and you, I don't know, you learned and appreciated some things more from your own culture, but also things that you don't like. I'm curious about your experience as well, so feel free to send me a DM as well, or like drop it down in the comments. I'm super curious to read that, actually. So yeah, to answer the question, I feel like if I do have to pick which country do you feel most like yourself, I think, yeah, wow. That's actually kind of confronting, because I don't feel like I belong here, and I also don't feel like I belong in the United States. I'm a citizen of the world. No, it's if I had to choose, I think it would be the Netherlands, where I feel most like myself. But I just want to make that a little bit bigger, because I think I just feel most like myself within Europe, like especially Western Europe. Like, when I'm in England or in the Netherlands or France or Spain, like, I think just those cultures resonate more with me in the end, even though there's a lot of things that I really admire and appreciate about the American culture. And I haven't even talked about like the Chinese culture and living there. That's of course, like, again, like a very different experience, and there's a lot of beautiful things about that as well. I just wanted to focus on those two cultures, like the Netherlands and the United States, for this question. Moving on. Oh, there's one very cute question. How did you meet your boyfriend? Which is like my favorite story to tell. So I met my boyfriend during my second gap year in 2017 on Bali in Indonesia. And I met my boyfriend in Seminyak in Sky Garden. It's like a rooftop club, or it's like a club with like, I think 4 floors. It's pretty crazy, really fun. So I met him there. I just saw him for like 2 nights, like part of one day. And then he left Bali, and I had to go to Paris for work. So we didn't see each other. We only saw each other in Bali for like 2 nights, basically. We kept in touch like every single day. We were calling every day. We were FaceTiming, which is 2 things that I really hate. I hate calling people. I hate FaceTiming. Like, that scares me. Like, I really don't like that. But with him, it felt like, again, super cliche, but it felt right, and it felt comfortable like straight away. So we were basically talking 24/7 for the next like few weeks. Yeah, and like from there on, like from Bali, we just kind of did long distance for like a year and a half. We did the university together, and now we're finally also not doing, we were doing long distance again for a while after graduation, because I was living in New York and he was living in DC already. But now I moved to DC last year. So now we finally live together. So I'm super excited about that. So yeah, I always love answering that question. I think I'm gonna do one more just because I feel like I'm talking really long for all of these questions. Oh, I'm gonna end it with a light one. What's your go-to skincare and makeup products? I just filmed a get ready with me video, so I have everything in here. I don't know if I should fire through the whole thing. So yeah, some things I want to share with you. This is something I use every single day. It's very basic, it's deodorant, but it's from Rituals. If you're on a summer holiday and you're getting very sweaty, this will save your life. It's Rituals, very good. It's a Dutch brand as well. So I'm kicking off with like skincare and hygiene. Another thing that I really love is the Midnight Recovery Serum by Kiehl's. It smells like lavender, which is like proven scientifically, I think, to help you fall asleep. Then something I love as well, this is more like a drugstore product. It's not expensive at all. It's from Weleda, and it's their skin food cream. I think especially a lot of European girls will know Weleda and like their skin food line. Then like moving into makeup products, I love the Rare Beauty highlighter. I think a lot of you guys love this one. This is the Enlighten highlighter. I got this for Christmas from my boyfriend last year, and I still have so much left. Like, you only need like a drop on each side, maybe two if you want to go for the Ice Princess look. But yeah, you need very little product of this to get like the effect. It's really beautiful. Then in terms of lip products, I've been really loving this combo. So for lip liner, I use Lip Cheat, Pillow Talk, and then over that I use the Gucci Rouge à Lèvres Voile, the Painted View color, which is slightly darker. Kind of more like dab this onto my lips. I don't like smudge the whole thing. So this is also lasting me very long. So yeah, love these two products together. Forgot to mention that the lip liner is Charlotte Tilbury. Then there's two products where I've tried a few different versions or different brands, but I always come back to the same ones. So one of them is the Setting Power by Laura Mercier, which is just amazing. It's a classic. And for my brow gel, I've used so many different ones, but I always come back to like the Benefits 24-hour brow setter, and it's just the strongest brow product out there, I think, and I love it. In terms of eye products, like eyeshadows, to be honest, this is my go-to. It's been my go-to actually for like 2 years, I think. It's probably old. I should probably get a new one. But this is the Charlotte Tilbury Darling Look palette, and it's just these beautiful like pink, brownish, like neutral colors. I don't know, I just really love this kind of like orangey brown, red, pink kind of vibe. I'm almost done with the highlighter that I kind of use for my crease. But yeah, love this palette. It's gorgeous. And the very last thing for brushes, I've been loving the Rose Ink brushes. I believe that this is also a much more like sustainable brand, which I really love about her. But yeah, these two brushes, I have like the bronzer brush as well as like the highlighter brush. They're so good. They're so soft. I love them. Should probably clean them, but they're very good. So yeah, that's it for these products. I'm not going to show everything. I did film a get ready with me, so you're going to see most of these products in that video. I'm going to post it on Instagram. I think I'm also going to close up the video here because I'm going to edit it to post it tomorrow. But yeah, tomorrow is Wednesday, so the video will be up then tomorrow. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. There's still a lot of questions unanswered, and I will do a future Q&A again with more questions. But yeah, feel free, of course, to like drop any comments or questions like down below as well, and I'll answer them there. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed watching, and to subscribe if you want to see more of me. I post every single week on Wednesday a new video, usually a vlog, sometimes a little bit more of a travel slash Q&A type of video. But yeah, I have a few really exciting things coming up. I'm actually going to Rio in Brazil, which is another bucket list place. I've never been to Brazil before. I'm going later this month, and I'm super excited to take you guys with me. The places that I'm staying at are so beautiful, and I'm so excited to kind of show you guys everything. And then early February, I'm actually going on a ski trip with my family, with my parents. I'm going to take you guys with me as well. So there's a lot of exciting videos coming up, and yeah, I don't know, it makes me really happy to share it with you, and also to watch it back myself, maybe when I'm older. I was thinking about that yesterday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week Wednesday. Bye!